I'm joined by Morten Brygger, CEO of MapsPeople, to discuss the announcement you made of purchasing Point Insider, a price of around 19.5 million Danish, but also earn out around 2.5 million. Should we just start by what's behind the decision to use M&A and buy Point Insider?
I think you have to remember what the industry that MapsPeople is in is like. I would say it's a fairly new and it's a fairly fragmented industry, right? And it's such a market, such an industry, like consolidation always makes a little bit of sense. And you should always keep your eyes and your ears open if there's good opportunities that comes by. And to us, Point Insight turned out to be one of those great opportunities here, where we feel that it made sense for us financially, it made sense for us strategically on the journey that we're going. It supports the whole smart building initiative we're on, and it opened up a new verticals within the smart buildings, namely the whole retail verticals that I know you followed us, Michael. You know that it's something we've been talking about for a long time, but we haven't really made some moves. And here we saw a chance to make a bold move that took us a little bit frog leap into this as well. So this was fundamentally the rationale behind this.
Can you tell me a little bit about Point Insight? What are the company? Where are their strengths? And I think it's a US-based company. Does that also matter in your decision?
No, I don't. You know that our strategy is to be an international company, and we stated very boldly that at least half our growth in 2023 should come from the North American market, because that's where the smart building market is. So yes, it absolutely fits perfectly into what we're doing. But it's not because it was a US, right? It's a company who's been doing indoor mapping for a long time, and it's been one of the pioneers in doing this one. And they had some slightly different business models, and the way they'd done it was a little bit different, but a lot of overlap in what the core product is, namely mapping the indoors and making sure you had use cases. And here was around the retail sector, right? And I think one of the things that made it very attractive is that Point Insight has more than 1,800 shopping malls mapped in North America, which is like the vast majority of all the shopping malls in North America. And they actually own the map. It's their map, which means that they can monetize the same assets multiple times. And we thought that was very interesting. One of the things that they're doing is that is a new product that we're adding into our portfolio, is working with what we call last mile delivery vendors. Let's take, like, you have a delivery vendor who has two packages, one to Hennes and Mauritz and one to Starbucks in a mall. Which parking lot should he park his van so that he can deliver those packets the fastest way? And that's actually something that drives a lot of efficiency for these people. And with the assets of all these malls that Point Insight has, and that now has been acquired by MapsPeople, we can help that kind of companies. And clearly having more than 1,800 malls, the indoor maps for these malls, allows our existing partner ecosystem that works with shopping malls and retail to get a fast access and get their value-added services through these maps to the end customers, whether the end customer is the mall or the individual stores and shops and restaurants in these malls as well. And I'm also sure we will use this to attract new partners in this segment. And then,
if I just need to, can you move this business model? It sounds like you bought like the maps infrastructure and a little bit of technology doing that. So it's not some new technology you will roll out globally. It's a business venture into the US. Should I understand it like that?
It's a business venture into the US. It's a business venture into the retail sector, and it's broadening our product portfolio that helps other vendors, where you're kind of like bridging the outdoors and the indoor worlds, right? And we're the experts in the indoor worlds because that's where we map. And this is predominantly for that part of the business is a US business. Can that be extracted to Asia or to Europe? The future will tell that, right? And then again, Michael, they also have a customer which is actually based in the UK, who is a very large retail customer, and currently they have very traditional indoor mapping for that retail customer for around 170 large retail locations, which is very much like our traditional Maps endorsed product as well. And there we have an opportunity to showcase that and use that to demonstrate what we can do and expand further into the retail sector as well.
Let's get into a little bit of the boring stuff. The transaction, the size, the multiples, and how are you going to finance that?
Yeah. So the price that was agreed was 2.5 times the annual recurring revenue of Point & Sign. As I said, it was an asset deal, so we only bought the customers, all the maps that they have, and the rights on a license-free model to use the technology until it's migrated into MapsPeople technology. And then we took over some vendor contracts, and we took over 2 employees in this one. So that was an asset deal. It was priced as 2.5 times ARR. It is paid 100%. That part of the purchase price is paid 100% with new MapsPeople shares. That was priced for this transaction at 6 Danish kroner. On top of that, there is an earn-out of 30% of the revenue we get from the customers that we have acquired in the first 12 months. And this is, of course, an interesting part for us to make sure that the seller has an interest that all the customers, not only do they stay and renew their contracts in the first year, that they actually also expand their contracts in the first year as well. So this is the fundamentals around the transaction.
And then when I looked at the message, my eyes kind of flickered there, because you are indicating that this could also give you 4 million in EBITDA positive run rate when it's fully integrated. That's a very huge sum on 8 million revenue. So I guess it's a little bit to do with this. With the way you are doing it. So is it synergies? What is it? And my asking is, with that kind of a profit and a multiple also amazing on EBITDA, are you looking at other consolidation targets?
Yeah, that's a lot of questions, Ron. Let's start with that. Yeah. So I think the fact that it has that full year impact on EBITDA is because of synergies, right? And the good thing with the structure of the deal, as it's an asset deal, the synergies comes into place right away. And then clearly there is something that we will do. We will have to take over some of the operations of this, but these costs will be absorbed by the cost base that is already at MapsPeople, right? So there we have some other kind of synergies. And that's why we can get to these numbers, and that makes a ton of sense. It also means it will actually positively contribute to our cash flow in 2023 and on an annual basis as well. And let's not. We are a growth company, right? And I think at the end of Q4 we had around 32 million in ARR, and now you can add 8 million to that one. So it's a pretty nice chunk of growth that we add on our organic growth as well to this one. And to your last question, would we do it again? As I said, in an industry like ours, and in a times like we're in right now, where prices are reasonable, we should look at actively consolidating this one. We should keep our ears and our eyes open for opportunities like that, as long as they make sense financially and as long as they make sense strategically, and they can accelerate the path that we're on. I absolutely will be keeping my ears and my eyes open for similar opportunities.
Perfect. We will follow up with that when you report next time. Thank you, Morten.